In Africa, it has a special role because the continent is now on its takeoff stage in terms of economic development, and the other modes of transport are underdeveloped, especially rail and road transport. So aviation is a critical public service in terms of public transport service in Africa. So with the fast-growing economies now in Africa, and Africa is becoming an attractive destination of foreign direct investment, especially from East, from China, India, Turkey, and so on. There is a lot of economic development going on, infrastructure building, export industries, manufacturing, IT, services, so and so. So you need connectivity, and that connectivity, as it stands today, will have to depend on air transport. So that's why I said it has a special role in Africa. Governments need to treat aviation as an essential public service like the rest of the world, and then it is enabler in trade, investment, and tourism. Tourism, for instance, more than 1 billion people travel around the world for tourism. So the international tourist arrival in the world today has crossed more than 1 billion, but only 54 million people visit Africa. And this is not growing as fast as the rest of the world. With all the attractions, with all the tourist attraction places that the continent has. So the same with export development. Most of the African countries' economies depend on export of commodities, and out of those commodities, the perishable commodities like flour, fruits, vegetables, meat depend on air transport. But again, this is lacking. So because of that, the export earnings is not growing as fast. Today we are the largest cargo operator in Africa with 8 airplanes, dedicated cargo airplanes, in addition to the belly hold capacity that we load on passenger aircraft. So we have a cargo terminal which can accommodate around 200,000 tons of cargo per annum, but that is full and congested. So in our Vision 2025, we see that cargo as a business unit is growing faster than the passenger side. And as I said, we are already the largest cargo operator, and we see that the export development in Africa is growing very fast, and we need to cater to that. And particularly in Ethiopia. Ethiopia started the flour industry later than Kenya, but we are now number 2 in Africa. And that industry, that sector has been growing very, very fast. Today we operate 2 flights a day, 777-200 freighters, about 90 tons each, every single day, 2 flights to Europe. So with this, then in our Vision 2025, we wanted to grow the cargo capacity, the cargo tonnage of Ethiopian Airlines from around 200,000 tons per year today to about 820,000 tons by 2025. The cargo terminal will be built in 2 phases. Combined, it's going to be 1.2 million tons per annum. This is comparable to Hong Kong and Amsterdam, Schiphol in Amsterdam. But we're going to do it in 2 phases, 600,000 tons capacity first phase, which is 40% under completion now, work in progress, and it will be completed in the next 2 years. And then the second phase, 600,000 tons. So combined, it will be 1.2 million tons. IATA is doing an amazing job, and it's helping airlines, and it's helping all airlines, big and small. But I think more to the smaller or mid-sized airlines, because some of the services that we get from IATA are so essential in our business model that we'll not be able to get from any other sources. For instance, electronic ticketing now, e-freight, simplifying the business in general, industry cost reduction, safety, and so on. So I think it's a very successful industry association, and airlines are benefiting out of it. But I think it benefits the general public, because billions of people, if I'm not mistaken, around 3 billion passengers travel every year by air. And especially for a long haul flights, there is no substitute. So the people will have to fly to travel from the United States to Europe or to Asia. The fact that we have IATA as an industry association, we are able to have common standards, common facilities, common infrastructure, and common language. That's why people find it today to travel from point A to point B on 2 or 3 airlines without going through the hassle of talking to each airline, because airlines are talking and in Interline and Corsair and so on. So I think IATA is doing a good job. This has facilitated trade. This has facilitated investment. And to my understanding, it has facilitated globalization, because globalization has changed the world today. Although there are pros and cons for globalization, both in the developed world and in the developing world, there are people, rightly so, who think that globalization has not helped them. But when we put it in a nutshell, the positive and negative, globalization has brought more than 1 billion people out of poverty line. Globalization has brought the world to a small village. And in that process, I think the biggest role is being played by aviation. Because today, for people to do business in other countries, in other continents, it's very easy, because the flights are fast, and look at the technology we have today. There are planes which can connect any 2 points in the world non-stop. So that has helped a lot. And on the other hand, significant part of global trade in terms of commodities, goods and services are also conducted by air, although sea transport is still the largest part for just-in-time kind of delivery, supply chain management. The air transport has done a very good job. So to me, globalization would not have gone this far as it has done in the last 20, 30 years without air transport and information and communication technology.